I'm Jen and welcome to my studio. And today I actually wanted to talk to you about my studio. I get a lot of questions about the art on the walls and the different items that I have on the floor. So I wanted to give you a little why I have certain things and kind of invite you into my home for a minute. I know this is the silliest vlog I can make, but I do get so many questions about it. So I thought I would just give a little tour of the studio. I do have a full house tour on my vlog channel with Sean. So if you're interested in seeing the whole house, go for it. I was so excited to do a house tour because I felt like it was MTV's Cribs because I had just bought the house. So I was like, I can give a house tour. I feel so special. And then so far, half the house has fallen apart. So look at it in its great state in the video. It hasn't fallen apart. It's just, it flooded a couple times, but that's fine. Florida. So I wanted to give you guys a little why I have certain items. And we'll start with the elephant in the room, which is Wally. And yes, I just called Wally an elephant, but people ask me all the time, why do you have a Wally in your tutorials? He has nothing to do with tap dance. He's there's no reason for him to be there. If you look at my early tutorials, very early on, he started being in the tutorials. Not the first one, but somewhere over that summer of 2020, he started showing up and he never left. He just sat right next to my fireplace, and here he's in the same spot, there's just no fireplace. I love Wally a lot. He's my favorite Disney character of all time, but there's a special thing for Wally for me. So, you know how people can identify themselves with a Disney character? Wally's the Disney character that my dad identified himself with. Just he was a robotics teacher, he was an astrophysicist, and he was just an all-around brainiac. And he was an engineer, and then he became a math teacher, and then he became a physics and robotics teacher towards the end of his career. So he built robots all the time with his students, for himself. He was building his own little artificial intelligence robot. His name's Mojo. I actually have him in my house. I have a prototype of him. So he's big into robots. And then one day we're watching Wally as a family, and my dad's I'm Wally. And I was my dad was not the type to identify with a Disney character, right? So I was what do you mean you're Wally? And he's well, there's me, Wally, and then your mom is Eve, because I'm the grungy trash robot, and your mom is this beautiful, beautiful, futuristic, sleek robot. And I was first of all, Dad, that's not nice to yourself. But he meant it as a compliment for Mom, because oh my gosh, my dad thought my mom was the most beautiful woman in the world. Their love was so perfect. Anyway, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. So my dad basically made that joke, and ever since then, it's been my dad is Wally, my mom is Eve, and then we kind of just assigned characters to the rest of the family based on our personality. My brother is the captain of the ship because he's literally the captain of the ship of our family. My brother, and he cruises a lot, so and he's been to the captain's deck and everything. So my brother's the captain. He's the one that's always gonna save the day because that captain saved the day. I'm Mo because of the OCD, but also because he's just so cute. And then Sean, actually, we dubbed him Bernie. So we have the whole family as Wally, and so having Wally here, my dad passed away, I want to say 7 years ago now. Having Wally here in the videos with me, as I'm doing this, really makes me feel like he's here. So that's why, I know, I brought a little sad moment into this, but that's the reason. It's every time I come and I do these things, it's my dad's here, and being proud of the thing that I'm doing and being excited for the thing that I'm doing. So that is why Wally is always with me. Actually, a lot of things in this room have to do with my dad. I have a picture here of 2 robots walking away from a robot theme park. And I'm gonna superimpose, you're probably looking at it right now, but I'm gonna superimpose close-up images of the art. Every time I look to the left, it's aw, Cool, my dad, because my dad loved that I danced and he was so supportive of my arts career. And when I started dancing for the band and I gave him that phone call that was like, hey, so I'm gonna quit my 40-hour-a-week salary job and join a band and gallivant around the world, I thought he was gonna be so mad at me. He was so proud, like ridiculously proud of me. And I will never, ever like forget that. So having like pieces of him in this room is like reminding me he would be so proud of me for what I'm doing, and he would be so excited for what we're getting to do together. And it's just like a little piece of my dad here. Speaking of my dad, he cosplayed Iron Man once. He's only done 2 cosplays his entire life. He cosplayed Iron Man and Spock, and they were both for these like presentation dinners that they had to do at his school. And they were like, hey, Mr. V, they called him Mr. V. Mr. V, can you like dress up as somebody and make it more interesting? And he's like, and I was like, I got this, Dad. I am a cosplayer. I got you. So I hooked him up a little Iron Man mask and Iron Man glove, and he was Tony Stark, and my mom actually went on stage and played Pepper Potts for that. So having anything Iron Man reminds me of my dad, but it also reminds me of Sean, because in Noise Complaints Avengers show, I'm Captain America and Sean is Iron Man, which is really fun because we kind of get to yell at each other the whole show. So we really get any aggression that we may have toward each other, we get it out on stage. That's why we get along so well. But I found these prints at a con, and they perfectly combine my favorite things: dance and nerdy stuff, like comics, sci-fi, Disney, anything like that, any fandom. I don't remember who the artist is. It says it on there, but I can't read it. It's like his signature is like impossible to read at this point, but I'll have a close-up as you guys are probably looking at right now, and you can see, maybe you know who this artist is. If you do, let me know. I would love to like let him know that his prints have been in my videos since I started this channel. So we have Iron Man the ballerina and War Machine the ballerina, and I just thought these were the funniest pictures. I thought that they were like perfectly ironic, I guess, because you have these like robots. I've seen people in the mech suits at cons, they can't move. So the fact that like they're doing ballet and they're like supposed to be in like a mech suit, well, I guess they're not in a mech suit, it's just a helmet, but you know what I mean. I think these are so funny. So behind me, first of all, this shelf is a lifesaver. Anyone who's been on this channel for a really, really long time, you know that I had a fireplace behind me, which means I had a mantle, which means I had a place to put my notebook. This notebook right here. This is what is sitting here behind me when I'm doing tutorials. And the reason for that, sorry, let me move that, is because I can't remember things that well. So I have to have the choreography in front of me in order to make sure that I do it correctly for you. So I have a little cheat sheet. This shelf is my little cheat sheet. I love it so much. The first thing we did when we moved in here, I was like, we have to set up the studio and I need a shelf. The house actually came with a bunch of shelves, so we just ripped one down and put it over here. And it's so perfect because it has like a little lip and everything, so this just sits in there, all happy. When the notebook is not behind me, I have this, and again, we'll give you a little close-up. I have this. It is a wood carving of Noise Complaints logo. This is one of my companies. I have Noise Complaint and Rhythm Theory. Rhythm Theory doesn't have like a set logo yet, which is why I don't have one for them. But Noise Complaint does have a logo. My friend Jordy designed the logo, so if Jordy, you're probably not watching this, but thank you for designing this. And my friend Katie, who's also probably not watching this movie, she made this by hand, I think with her dad, I don't remember, but she made this for me, and it's been in my videos since the dawning of this channel. So, and that just sits right there behind me as I dance. Let me not block it. All right, last couple of things. We have this guitar. This is like my little piece of me and Sean combined, because I'm so lucky to be able to share my favorite thing in the world, tap dance, with my husband. I'm so lucky to be able to do that, because I know, like, I don't get to really share music with him that much because he does not like to play instruments, so it's not like I can sing and he can play the guitar, because I have asked him a million times if he'd be willing to learn an instrument for me, and the answer is, I'll learn the triangle. And if you saw our Hanukkah video from this past Hanukkah 2023, you'll know I got him a triangle. I was like, now you're not getting out of it. But this is a Batman guitar that I actually got on like mega clearance somewhere. It does not play well, so it is just for aesthetic, and I thought having it in these videos would be a little bit me, because I play guitar, I'm a bit of a punk rocker, and this is like so my vibe, but also a little bit of Sean, because it's Batman, and he's definitely a huge Batman fan. I do have another thing right there that I'm not going to talk about, but you can zoom in and look at it if you'd like to. It's just there to remind me that you can accomplish anything. That's all I did it for, and that is all it is there for. You can accomplish anything that you put your mind to, absolutely. And I just really like these trees. That's about it. I will mention the Omera Sprung floor. This is not an ad for Omera at all, but I do always have to shout them out because, oh my goodness, they are amazing. I used to have massive amounts of shin splints and knee pain when I first started this channel, because if you've been here that long, you know I have not had this floor this whole time. Getting this floor was a game changer. It is so perfectly sprung. It saves my knees until I go blow them out at a show on a bad stage. But like when I'm still injured and I'm able to dance on this because of the support that it gives me. So big shout out to Omera Sprung floors. I do have a discount code if you want to get a floor for yourself. It's JENNV. Wait, sorry, JENNEV. Jen, spell your own name right. JENNEV, and that will give you, I think, 10% off, which is a really, really good amount off on one of these floors, because they are pricey, but they are worth it. That is in the description below if you would like a link and the discount code again. But yeah, I just wanted to give you like a little sense of why certain things have been in this video since I started. I do change out the plants for the holidays, like I put little Christmassy ones up, as you guys saw. I didn't do too much for the holidays this year because it's been a little crazy with all the shows, but you know, I did a couple things. But yeah, so this is my studio. I'm so glad that I was able to invite you into it. I hope that this was an interesting video for you to watch. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and if you'd like to know anything more about any of these things or like anything I used to have in the videos, I'm always down to tell stories because everything in my house is sentimental. I'm a very sentimental person. Everything on my walls has a reason for being on my walls. Every knick-knack that I have has a reason that I have it. So if you see something in a video, like if you watch my vlog channel and you're like, hey, why is there like a Captain Janeway duck behind you? I will be happy to explain that. So I don't think I have her there yet though. My friend gave me a Captain Janeway duck. It's so cute. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button and join the Tap fam. We have really weird vlogs like this, but also, more importantly, we have choreography tutorials, step tutorials, technique exercises, challenges, all kinds of stuff. Helpful vlogs for tap dance, not just like what is in my house vlogs. If you're interested in more vlogs like this though, I do have a vlog channel. That link is down below as well. It's called Safety Scissors and Duct Tape. It's me and Sean's like personal vlog channel. We talk about everything from like deep questions to movie challenge brackets or like how to deal with an HOA. Like we go into everything on that channel. So go check that channel out. And yeah, subscribe here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And as always, thank you for dancing with me.